Gotta adapt.
I forgot where that quote comes from, but that's one of the most profound quotes I've heard in my personal development journey.
What is adapting though? How, for people who don't know how to adapt, how would you explain to them what is adapting?
It's basically being fluid and flexible in your actions.
Okay.
Being fluid and flexible in your actions. That's how I would describe it from my perspective. So say for instance, if the lights turned off right now, we would have to adapt.
Yeah.
We would have to pause the recording and get the lights back working.
Yeah.
We couldn't, like, if we stopped shooting, if we kept shooting, people wouldn't be able to see us. So we literally need the light. So we just have to adapt. Or we could light candles.
So
or we could go outside if it's still light outside.
So
you know
basically changing the fact. What's up? How you doing today? Well, anyway, I stopped you because I see that you went to the original people in the Eve gene, and I like that dress, man. I was wondering if you would like to be a model. You know, I like how you standing still. You want a model for us? Hello? Anyway, man, that same stone face, no talking pose, I need you to keep that same energy. Check out my card, man, and I would love to have you on the team. Woo.
What's going on, family? Welcome to another edition of the Lead Our Lineage podcast, and we are the number one podcast for individuals that are seeking to end generational dysfunction. What's good?
How you feeling, cuz, man? I'm alright, man.
I'm feeling profound. I'm feeling resilient. I'm feeling optimistic. Feeling unique. I'm feeling determined. You know what the acronym stands for? Proud.
Proud.
So I feel proud of myself, proud of you, proud of everybody around me for making themselves better. So, and I literally just made it up.
That was dope. I mean, I feel proud. That was dope. You should be proud that you made that acronym for proud up. So let's give your hands for us.
I'm feeling great though, cuz.
What got you feeling so good? Like, share this with us, man. What got you feeling so proud that you can come up with something like that quick? What got you feeling so good, cuz?
I'm just tapped into to my creativity, to my femininity. That's a side of me I've ignored for most of my life, 20 plus years of my life. I'm really tapping into the rhythm of myself, the rhythm of Sean. Like, I got the masculine stuff covered. Like, got that down pat. Now I'm like, okay, what is this feminine side of me? What is this creative side of me? So I'm figuring that out. And also, like, men too, is like, we have both men and women, we both have feminine and masculine energy.
Both, yeah.
And it's up to you to tap into it, to be an alchemist of those energies, to be able to create the life that you want for yourself in your earth. So yeah, that's and some other stuff too though. I want to know how you feeling, cuz. How's your insides?
Man, can I tell you something? First I want to say that I'm black and I'm proud. Hey, say that. Oh, I'm black and I'm proud. I don't know, man. I don't know what made me want to say that, but you said something about being proud, and that's what came out my mind. You know me, James Brown, and then he hit you with that song. But I'm feeling great, cuz, you know, moving in a positive direction as an entrepreneur, moving in great footsteps, you know, having my two main focuses right now are doing great, you know, getting a lot of attention, you know, trying to spark some more people, you know, to watch Lead Our Lineage podcast, because we are the #1 podcast for, you know, individuals like us who are really seeking to end the generational dysfunction. Absolutely. Not by just with words, but by actions. So getting our name across there, getting the original people in the Eve gene, name around. And so it's just been great, man. Had a couple dope interviews coming out soon. Follow me on Instagram on my business page at toptagapparel.com.
And it'll be in the show notes too.
Yeah. Follow us there. Sure. So definitely follow us there, man, and you'll see that a couple of the interviews when they come out, I'll let you know the drop dates on them. And
absolutely.
Yeah, and then it's just been great. It feels fun. It feels fun having interviews and talking to people about what you're doing. I'm like, dang, it feels good talking to people about Lead Your Lineage podcast, talking to people about the original people in the Eve gene. It's just so just feeling more comfortable being this entrepreneur and really pursuing the persona that I have for myself in my own eyes, who I want to be. What I actually want to be, move and think and talk like one. That was one of my sayings I used to always say my whole life. Move, think, and talk like one. Don't matter what you want to be in life, you move, you think, and you talk like one. So that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm feeling.
I love that. And like also with like to add on that's beautiful, right? It's it's something in the air. What I mean by that, it's springtime.
Something in the air.
It's something in the air. In spring, and we're in the Midwest. We're in Indiana. Indianapolis to be exact.
Yeah.
There are times where it might snow one day. Month in the spring, it might just snow. Then later down the line, like a couple days later, it might be 80 degrees. And like that's normal.
Yeah,
like normal.
For real, our podcast is representing right now. This episode, how I got a shirt on and you got a hoodie on. That's just how it is in Indianapolis. We can be outside. Just how it is in Indianapolis at any moment. We both presented as one day in Indianapolis.
Absolutely.
One day I can go outside probably like this in the morning. Then in the daytime, all of a sudden I need to look like him, and vice versa. So
that's real.
Yeah,
that's facts. That's facts. So yeah, cause also too I wanted to share this new endeavor I'm pursuing, and I'll share more details as they develop.
Yeah.
But the foundation of it is honoring my father.
Okay.
That's been my foundation, like him and my mother being a union and birthing me.
Shout out to
so it's called Butch Enterprises, and Butch stands for, it's an acronym, stands for Building Unity Through Collective Healing.
How long did that take you to come up with? Explain how did the name come? Explain to them how did that name come to about? How did you want to use that name? What inspires you to use that name?
Honestly, talking to you. Talking to you inspired me. Yeah,
I legit didn't know you was gonna say that. Legit.
Yeah, like we just be chopping it up sometimes off, like a lot of times off camera, and one time we spoke and he was like, when we start new things, we gotta honor our ancestors.
Yeah. And
that like put me in a creative space. Like, okay, like I that resonates with me. I dig that. So I went to I went to myself, sat still, and came up with that acronym. My father's name is Herman Franklin Washington Jr. His nickname was Butch. That's how people knew him.
Because who want to walk around with that name?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how he got the nickname. I'll figure it out though. But
yeah.
I don't remember how he got the nickname. But yeah, his name was Butch, and I was just sitting down. I was like, okay, what can I turn Butch into? What can I turn that into? Then the acronym just came to me. It literally just I come up with acronyms on the fly, cause with the proud earlier in the episode, right? It literally just came like that was not scripted, and
it just came. None of this is scripted. Not one episode is scripted.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
For real, man. That's dope. But you know, that's one thing. You talking about that? You know how it just came to you. It was natural. You know why? Because you doing your divine thing. Earlier today, it was either today or yesterday. When I did my little interview with not my little.
Yeah,
Stop saying little. When I did my interview, that was one of the questions he asked me. He was talking about that, and that kind of reminded me of that. When you was like, it just came to you. He said, you representing all this. How do you have the courage? How do you have the mindset of not breaking down and knowing what to do? I said, man, it's easier when you're comfortable and you start to understand what you was here for. It came to you. That's because that's your talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, how do you mix talent and you know what you want to do together? And I said, that's how when you mix that together, that's when it becomes divine. You figure out who you are first.
Yeah,
Then after you figure out who you are, you start to figure out how to make a living off of who you are. Make not even a living, when I say living, not just with financial. I'm talking about with love, with relationships, not relationships that everybody else think, oh, lovey-dovey, hubby. I'm talking about relationships as me and my cousin have a relationship. That's my cousin. You have a cousin relationship. People be forgetting about that. That is a relationship, man.
Absolutely.
You and your mama, y'all have a mama and son or mama and daughter relationship. So, you know, just working on all that, cuz, man.
Mm-hmm.
He asked me that, and I was like, it just feels better, and it's a more understanding, and it's easier to go on the path of right doing when you know that path, when you have that flashlight or you have that light of like, oh yeah, you doing the right thing. Because when you're doing the right thing, that's where that light comes from. It's like, oh yeah, that's that idea. You know when that idea comes, that $1 million idea comes in most people's mind, it's just because they was already doing something in that particular fashion. Like what's his name? The dude who made the iPod. You know,
the iPhone. Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Like he was already he envisioned that, and everybody thought that he was out of his mind. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you just gotta keep it pushing, cuz, and you gotta keep going. And when you're on the right path, you see the light that nobody else do.
Absolutely, and that's the vision. So something I wanted to touch on today.
Yeah.
Adaptability, right?
Yeah.
So like you put it earlier, like in Indiana, like you might wake up, you can go outside in a short sleeve t-shirt.
For real.
By the time 3 p.m. roll around, you gotta be out here in the hoodie.
For real.
That's how it be. Like for those 3 months of spring, right? And it's like when you correlate that to life, he who adapts wins.
Gotta adapt.
I forgot where that quote comes from, but that's one of the most profound quotes I've heard in my personal development journey.
What is adapting though? For people who don't know how to adapt, how would you explain to them what is adapting?
It's basically being fluid and flexible in your actions.
Okay.
Being fluid and flexible in your actions. That's how I would describe it from my perspective. So say for instance, if the lights turned off right now, we would have to adapt.
Yeah.
We would have to pause the recording and get the lights back working.
Yeah.
We couldn't, if we stopped shooting, if we kept shooting, people wouldn't be able to see us. So we literally need the light. So we would just have to adapt. Or we could light candles. Or we could go outside if it's still light outside.
So basically changing a factor in a small way to live similar to a living process. Something similar.
What you mean?
You see how you start naming candles and all that, so we can still so we can still see, right? Like for instance, how can I use this for example? Okay, for instance, we no longer at a time, you know, our food was getting shortage and it's not. I'm not even gonna use food. I'm not even gonna use food. I'm not even gonna use
Talk
food.
to me. What's up?
Let me see how I can hit him with this, cause this. Okay, for instance, right? When we was building, say if we was building houses, right? One day we lived somewhere where it was always hot. Let's just make up a metaphorical place. We lived somewhere where it was always hot, right? And we like to play basketball outside all the time, right? All the time. So we was playing basketball outside. Then one day the weather changed. All of a sudden rain came. We never knew about rain, you know what I mean? We start realizing we can't be outside there, it's getting us sick. You know, we can't be outside playing basketball no more. So we start building inside basketball courts, you know, indoor basketball gyms. Something like that, you know what I mean? Well, we adapt and able to still live happily as we can, you know what I mean? As far as in, we don't stop, we wouldn't stop just recording, oh, we ain't got these lights anymore, so we done. We not even gonna find no candles. We still gonna find a solution in order to still maintain a suitable life. There we go.
Gotta get to it. Yeah, gotta find a solution to maintain and sustain. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Find a solution to sustain. Yeah,
Find a solution to sustain.
That
you
works.
gotta find a solution, man. And that's what life is really about, cuz. Find a solution and sustain it, because that's how it is. Even with this cryptocurrency, it's about to be like that. You know, people gotta find solutions. If you don't want to be part of the crypto, you gotta find a solution. It's either storm or real.
So it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna have to live off the grid, live in the woods.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I've considered that, still considering that.
Yeah.
Or
live off the woods, cuz.
You know,
Let's not skip that. You want to live off the woods, cuz? Tell me. Okay. Let them know, man. In a possible way, what's the most peacefulest way of living to you? If you can have all your say if you get all your money right now, you got everything you want. What is the most peaceful, besides money and everything else? What is the most peaceful life? Give us an example of how would you peacefully live, cuz, if you could. If you didn't have to live like this, how would you live?
Well, let me first start off by saying that the way I'm living right now is a choice. Let me first start off by saying that my ideal lifestyle would be me being in. I want acres of land.
Yeah.
I will receive acres of land. Like when I have a family and I'm in that mode of starting a family.
Yeah.
And I'm not there yet. When I get there, I need acres of land so I can feed my family off of the land. I need to have my own well system in the back. Essentially I need to have my own self-sustainable living environment. That's what I want with my family. I want to have my own well, have my own electricity, solar panels, right? Generate my own water with the well and some other stuff out, some other techniques, grow my own food, things of that nature. Possibly have some animals on the land, cultivating the land. Maybe have a few cows or something, or some horses, right? So like, and it stems from like, in our family too, cause we like, in our side of the family, and on my dad's side of the family too, like we're related based off of my mom is your auntie, great auntie and whatnot, but like our grandfather and grandmother are from the country. Grandma's from Roxton, Texas. And I remember you telling me a story on how she was talking about she had some animals on the land and stuff. And I'm not too familiar with Blytheville, Arkansas, but I know that it's where my grandfather's from. But that doesn't sound like Little Rock, Arkansas. So it's like all these different things, right? And then on my dad's side of the family, I have family that still lives in Mendenhall, Mississippi. That's a town of 5,000 people.
Oof, I wonder how it is living in
I'm gonna go down to Mendenhall soon.
Man, I get tired of seeing this. I'm like, I see you all the time.
My grandmother, she's from Indianapolis, but my great grandmother, shout out to Grandma Mills, she's from a small town in Kentucky. That's my great grandmother on my dad's side, Grandma Mills. That's the only great grandparent that I like remember.
Dang, I got to meet my great grandparents. I got to meet our grandparents, which is my great grandparents, his grandparents. So I got to meet both of my mama's grandparents. No, I didn't get to meet. I got to meet her grandma. I didn't get to meet her other grandpa. So I got to meet 3 out of 4 of her grandparents, and I'm my dad's. I didn't get to meet none of his grandparents. But with my mom, though, I got to meet 3 out of 4, so that's not bad, man. I remember them too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got to spend time with great grandma Emma. I remember she used to always have them beef. What's them? Red Frank beef?
Franks.
Something like that.
Franks.
What they call?
Franks.
Frank the Red Franks, man. Put some mustard on them boy ass, cuz like he said he didn't like them at first.
Hey,
them motherfuckers been slapping, and they ain't have to grow on me.
But that's the thing, though.
Hey, them motherfuckers was slapping.
That's the thing, though. We vegan now, so we can recreate that.
Yeah,
we wanted to.
Yeah,
we can tap into that feminine energy.
Oh my goodness, man! A vegan Frank would.
We'll talk about that off camera. We'll talk about that off camera. I won't get back to the living situation.
Yeah,
we gonna talk about that though. But yeah, so that's like self-sustainability. That's like doing for self-sustainability. That's the type of lifestyle I want for myself and for my family and my immediate family. That's how I want to live. Like having my own food on the land, having my own water, first aid, like everything that we have on our own is because we know how to do it ourselves. We don't have to do everything ourselves. We know how to do everything ourselves, if that makes sense. So that's how I want to live. What about you, cuz? What's your ideal lifestyle? How do you want to live?
You know, cuz to be honest,
Please.
my ideal living. Well, first I'll be free, man. I like to grow my own. First, like grow my own food. Not even just growing my own food. Growing my own food. Having my own land, and I would like it to be in like the woods. I wouldn't want to be in like a city. I want it to be in a wooded area. I want to.
Yeah.
I want to live in the nature. I want my house to be more built with nature. So more of the trees around it.
Same.
The trees. So like my house.
You gonna live in a log cabin?
No.
I don't know.
I would if it can be if it can be just as big as if I want to, and it'd be able to stable and it'd be nice and strong. I would with a couple vines and all that. That'd be dope to me. That'd be nature. I love living in nature, cuz. And then have the water coming from like the river. Have my own river where it help flow with the water flow. Then have my own animals. I want to be able to see all type of animals out there. Sometimes I want to go out there with a big shotgun because if I have to, not because I'm going to, but if I have to, I might see a big grizzly bear. He might want to attack me, and I know I have to protect myself. I like that, cuz I want to, for real, man. I like them. I want to see a big grizzly bear. Oh shoot, I see that big grizzly bear. Oh, we need to walk this way. I want to go outside and be able to pick my own mushrooms. You know I love hunting. Love hunting, baby. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you any black hunting businesses, hey, shout us out. But anyway,
shout out to the honey harvesters.
Yeah, for real. Anyway, I want to be able to go in my backyard, spout out some honey, talk to some birds, you know, because that's what they do. And after people like thinking I'm crazy, but nah, talk to them birds and get cool with the birds. And start that with a lineage. Have my people talking to the birds and they showing us where the honey at. I done seen them do it. I done seen them do it with my own 2 eyes. For real. So I'm gonna do something like that. Be able to be like, hey, where the honey at? You know what I mean? And they show me some honey. For real, cuz. And the birds show me
some honey. I'm laughing. The audience might not feel the energy I'm feeling right now. Right? That's real, man.
For real.
I know.
I want to be able to talk to the birds and find everything, cuz I want to
the birds, I'm fascinated with birds.
Yeah, I like birds. You know, that's why my logo is a bird. I just realized that my logo is. I didn't just realize that, but you know, my logo is a bird. I like birds.
Just connected the dots.
Yeah, just connected
within
the dots.
your story.
Yeah, within my own, life, why I decided for it to be a greatest, 'cause that's what I like. You found out a lot about yourself, to be honest, when you dig deep. Dig deep in yourself and you tell the truth. That's one thing. When you be more honest with yourself, you realize you be more honest with other people. I'm telling you, cuz being honest with yourself, man, has really helped me. Yeah. Think about it, cuz being honest with yourself is very helpful, because it'd be like, okay, like for instance, what we really want. That question, when we told the truth, like that helped me get an idea of what I want. Now I gotta go get it. You see what I'm trying to say? Being honest with yourself helps you get your flaws out too. Okay, I need help in this category of my life. Okay, how can I go get help with this? Okay, I've been making this decision my whole life. How can I get some help, or learn how to get some help to stop doing this decision? That help. That goes with going to therapy or giving yourself therapy. Everybody don't, because I know some people don't want to go to therapy. You can get yourself therapy. Yeah, you can get yourself therapy. It can be all. You can meditate. You can talk to yourself in the mirror. All different type of forms, man. So you just got to be honest with yourself, because it's very important. Being honest with yourself.
Absolutely, and also too, to add to that, when you are honest with yourself, be kind to yourself too. And I'm saying this because this is something I'm learning myself. As I give myself grace and space to not have it all figured out, to not willpower everything into existence. Like trusting my divine team, my support system, my ancestors. Trusting the messages my grandparents gave me. Trusting the messages my family members gave me. My loved ones gave me, right? So being able to feel that and transmute that energy into something that is essentially helpful for the divine mission I'm here for. Like that's that adaptation. Like I said earlier, he who adapts wins.
You gotta adapt.
Like things are going to happen in life where you're going to be at a crossroads. If you're in tune with yourself and you're being honest with yourself, you can adapt to fit what you want to become. I was like, now when you said the things you said you wanted in your house, right? Mm-hmm. How you wanted to live, you spoke that into the universe. I don't know how that made you feel internally, but now I know the type of person you are. You got to be a man of your word. So now you have to adapt to that vibration you just put out.
Okay.
Now you got to, if you're not that already, you have to become that and then do the work to get that, to have that. And that's like the universal principle, right? Like first you be, then you adapt into doing, and you adapt to have it. Then you repeat the cycle over and over again. The process over. I don't like saying cycle like that. You repeat the process over again.
Why do I like saying cycle? Because
I think because it has kill in it. Cycle. Yeah, cycle. That's why I don't like it.
Cycle.
That's why I said process instead.
Cycle. Depending on how you say it. Cycle. Cycle. So,
yeah.
Cycle.
So that's and that's a different situation. But anyway, but yeah, man, adaptation, man, it's important. Have to adapt to the words you speak, the footsteps you walk in, the divine support that you have, the family that you support, the family that you desire to have. Whatever one of those shoes fits you, you have to adapt into that. That's what I think, man.
Adaptation, man. Adapt. But everybody can't adapt, man. And sometimes adapting sometimes mean you gotta move. If you can't adapt, you gotta move in order to live. Think about it. When an animal no longer can adapt to its habitat, what does it do? It moves on and go try to find that habitat that it's normally used to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, you know, but as black folks, adapting is easy, but we don't. You know, that's one thing I feel like, you know, we do. That's one of our strong characters of us. That's one of our strong points of us, I believe, is adapting. You know, and I say this. When we do choose to adapt, because adapting to like this lifestyle, and when I be saying my old lifestyle, I'm talking about even a month or two ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Adapting to this new lifestyle. For instance, I'm gonna use vegan. You know, so just for people who can go with me here. Adapting doesn't mean losing. Doesn't mean not necessarily being happy. Everybody, when people say adapting, they always thinking of it's a negative thing. Just like how you just said cycle and cycle, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How that's like a negative. That's how it kind of is when you say adapting. Because people be like, nah, man, I gotta stop and change and stop doing this and stop. You still, you know what I mean?
I'm just kind of
adapting, because when you adapt, it doesn't necessarily mean, like for instance, like I said, I used to be a meat eater. I used to eat hamburgers. I still eat hamburger size Five Guys burgers. I still do. You know what I mean? I just adapted and changed. What you gotta say, cuz?
I think I found out why I don't like cycle.
Why, cuz?
Well, to me, it sounds like psychology, cool, psycho. The death of psychology, the death of the mind. I haven't looked at the etymology of this. I will after this episode ends, so. But that's kind of probably why it doesn't resonate with me. Yeah.
Well, shit, it just,
I don't know.
Cuz.
That scared me though.
Cuz, man, you know me, man. I just be asking, cuz.
I appreciate it.
It ain't nothing personal.
I had to dive within to figure that out.
Yeah, ain't nothing
And that's the answer. Like I gotta look at the roots, but like the sounds of it, based off of this language that we speak, right?
You know,
it's awkward. It's weird.
You know one thing I've been working on, cuz, that you got me thinking, got me working on. You know how you was like, man, I need to dig deep into the reason why when I go out to eat, I don't eat my food. Like if people pay attention when I go, I don't eat my food. Not necessarily because it's nasty. I try it, and if it's nasty, I'm heated and I send it back. But if it's good, I won't eat it. I won't eat too much of it. I live on it. And when I go home, I eat all of it. And, you know, my daughter helped me realize I do it because my wife always told me I do it. But when my daughter kept doing it, I'm like, what the heck? And then she keep doing it. And as soon as you open up the door, so I'm talking about as soon as I open up the door, I'll be ready to go eat. She be ready to eat. Sit down and really eat all your food. Man, I get it from my grandma, man. My grandma Barbara Jean, man. I love my grandma. That's my baby, man. Dog, man, this is just a fun fact because we always, you know, like this is, we always like share little stuff like this, you know, lead your lineage, you know.
Absolutely.
And you know, what I realized is she always was like this. She's like, oh, I ain't about to be eating. I don't know why she does it, but she do it too. I don't know why. So now I'm about to ask her, why do you do that, Grandma? Why do you do that? Why? So I can stop doing this because I want to eat my food. If, you know, when I'm in public, and you know, as soon as I'm in public, I'm doing like this, as you know me, cuz I be talking, I'm looking at everybody, gotta see what everybody doing. You walking on, make sure you ain't walking too close now. Walking too close now. You know, I wonder is that an Indianapolis thing, cuz you've been outside of Indianapolis more times than me. I have traveled, yes, don't get me wrong, but you've been out there more than me, spent more time.
I'm gonna get him out the house this year.
Man, hey man, I'm out the house, cuz. Let's phrase it, cuz. You gonna get me out the state, not out the house, cuz. Don't say the house, cuz. You have to think I'm in the house.
I'll get good about the state.
Hey, you can't stay in the house,
when he roll with me, his whole perspective gonna change. He gonna be like, what?
I didn't been
so like a kid, like a child in a candy store.
Man, cause I didn't been in Florida. I done drove to Florida.
You ain't been with me though, cuz.
Man, I done been to Atlanta. I done been to Rosemont, Illinois. I done been to Ohio. I done been to Kentucky. I done been to Tennessee. I done been in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You know,
still ain't been with me though.
Hey, you know, all this when I was younger too.
I've been to places where I was an adult. And it's a whole different.
Now as an adult, I've been to Rosemont.
And like especially like with your brand too.
Yeah.
Like with the people and like when I go travel, I always do something within the realm of like networking.
Yeah.
Like to go like I like to go in like the city and see what it is.
Yeah.
Like
what you mean? What do you do exactly?
I want the actual like experience of the city.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be like in like downtown whatever city, right?
Yeah.
I want to actually like be in the city environment and see like what it really is. Like outside of like
give me an area like in Indianapolis. If you was coming to Indianapolis, where would you be? Give me a landmark.
If I were traveling to Indianapolis and I had that same type of mentality, that mindset, I would want to be. I would say probably like I'd say like the Broad Ripple area or.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Or
Now I'm following you. You want more of a city vibe? See what's
you gotta see what really going on, like a urban type of setting, not like downtown skyscraper hotel type situation where it's a whole bunch of transient people. And I want to actually like where the people that live here, what's good.
Yeah.
I want to holler at y'all. I want to see where y'all go hang out at and see what y'all got going on.
People.
Yeah, like that's what I'm on. We'll go to the little Mexico, go to the little Chinatown, see how they moving. Go to our areas and see how we rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like really go to some local mom and pop shops.
What? Hey man, y'all let me know.
We ain't got too many of them.
I want to know what city got the best vegan. What
vegan
city? Yes, what city and state got the best? Cause man, I'm telling you, here in Indianapolis, it ain't enough.
It's slim.
Man, we only got one. Cul-de-sac. Ain't nobody. Cul-de-sac is like McDonald's. Ain't nobody touching it. You know what I mean? You know how McDonald's.
Don't compare that to that.
No. I'm not talking about as far as taste, as far as in quality. I'm talking about as far as on the competition level. On the competition, let me clarify that. How on the competition level, McDonald's is always McDonald's always boom. People always choose McDonald's.
Cul-de-sac kitchen is ancestral approved.
It goes hard.
It's ancestors approved.
Yes, man, and it goes hard. Nobody else can touch cul-de-sac. Damn, man.
Yes, but like
damn, cause somebody.
My travels though, it's been so I've been to LA. I know Houston has like a robust vegan scene.
Yeah.
Atlanta does. I've been to Atlanta, of course.
ATL, they be showing me a lot of love with the original people.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll be down there soon too. Yeah. And I know DC has a decent one. But like when I was in DC, I was there for a conference. I didn't really get in the city like that for real. But I did go to a vegan restaurant when I was down there though.
Okay.
And it was cool. What else? Chicago. I like Chicago's vegan scene.
I'm about to go to Chicago right now.
We can go whenever.
We trying to go this weekend. Nah, I'm playing. I'm
can't do that. But we can go whenever. That's right down the street.
Yeah. What you doing? We can chop it up off the camera, man. Cause I'm for real trying to do something in May, man. Because then we gonna shoot it for them. Let them see a little something. You know what I mean?
I'm with
you got a little sneak peek, man. Only by the original people. I mean, not by the original people.
Right. We original.
Yeah. Only by the original.
Don't negate your clothing brand. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because I was supposed to say only by Lead Your Lineage podcast. You only would get some footage like that. You only get some footage like that from us, baby. So stay in tune, man. But yeah, cause
what you guys been?
We that's one thing and other people got to start doing. You know, that's what me and Big Cuz was just talking about, man. We got to start enjoying life, man. We've been working. Before we end this, man, I just want to let them know, because I know we was talking about this on camera, like, we just been working, man. How can you find the comfort mindset in saying that it's okay to be relaxing right now when it's a billion things to do?
I know that if we first, like, before doing, you have to be. Mm-hmm. So you have to be healthy, be in a great emotional state, be in a great space mentally, where you're not bogged down with details or whatever. So you can just like be creative in your natural state. And this is like me coming from like a workaholic perspective. That definitely used to be me. Used to put a whole bunch of hours in doing a whole bunch of busy work without any strategy, instead of like just doing three to four things that'll move the needle forward in your business, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm graduating from that workaholic level to this new level of like, okay, what are like 3 or 4 things that need to get done like this week to be able to take a step closer to where we want to go. Mm-hmm. That's my mindset now. Consistently now. It's consistently like that now. Before it wasn't. And it really just like comes down to discipline in my perspective. Comes down to discipline, to have that mindset, to have that belief in self-care. Like taking your self-care importance, like extremely important. So if you don't prioritize yourself, and this is like, I learned this from my father, he didn't prioritize his health. So prioritizing your holistic health, if you do that, then everything else is easy.
Everything else.
If you feeling good, you hydrated, you well rested, you know what I'm saying, you bathed well, like I'm saying, you looking good, you feeling good, like you worked out, did yoga, whatever that look like. If you take care of those things, everything else is easy. You're not feeling the type of way, you're not drowsy, you're not hungry and/or dehydrated, because you got the right nutrients in your body. You good. You can move and groove how you want to. Right. The world is yours.
You're right. Because when you all satisfied, you be good. Going good. Think about it. When you're playing Sims and all your people in the green, that's when you make them do everything when they all in the green. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cuz, man. But probably shared that for us, man. But yeah, man. You know, you think it's time to wrap this one up? Or
yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up, man.
Keep going, cause you know
we'll come back. We got stuff to do and things to be, so we can have what we want.
Hey, and I ain't gonna say who, but one of us is old and got a bedtime. Woo, bedtime. Bedtime. But no, cuz, man, go ahead, man. Hit them up with
absolutely
with the outro.
Absolutely. Well, family, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to another edition of the Lead Your Lineage podcast. And once again, we are the #1 podcast for individuals that are seeking to end generational dysfunction.
You already know.
And always remember, family, always remember this. Top of mind priority. Prioritize this, fam. Lead yourself so you can lead your lineage. And with that being said, we're out.
Peace. Stay melanated.